uh, formality is you need to have for post holders. Other than that is under your quality management process.
Okay, understand.
Yeah. You trying to you are nominating or appointing quality inspector.
Yeah,
That is your call.
yeah,
However, you still have some process, the process of qualifying them for the functions.
yeah,
So
understand.
that is important. Okay, the title of the topic that we're trying, I think on the cert you will get this like aerospace organization approvals audits. So how you basically, because all of you from 145, then I focus more on 145. This audit technique, which I will explain to you later, which is just not difficult and very brief. If you want to be a professional auditor, as another skill set of your career, you can go to SIRIM. You can join the SIRIM training. You can be lead auditor. There's a lead auditor course for each standards. And for who do not have ISO, I believe ISO is one of the best training and also quality management system to be implemented in your organization. ISO 9001 2015. There are a new concept of management now, which is risk-based management, risk-based thinking management. So those are very important concepts. Even though you're not really implementing ISO 9001, but that concept is very good to be applied. And EASA also now they themselves having ISO 9001 approval. Okay, now the course. Let's just go back and you see the screen, right? Okay, the course learning outcome. Participants will be able to understand the purpose of audit, develop competency to prepare audit, conduct audit, audit briefing, and write NCR and audit report. So I have to give as much information here online, but basically the best is to be done face to face. So just bear with me. For structure, we got 4 online sessions, 2 days, in the morning, yesterday afternoon, and today in the morning and in the afternoon as well. I give you the regulation, basically how we begin from IQ down to our notices 6501. So FAA and EASA, if you read our notice, 6501 is similar to EASA. That's why someone I can't remember who was asking question yesterday, Arif or Afif, asking question about the number. You read the 6501, next to the paragraph there is a number. Those number is for basically those number is the number of 145 from the EASA part 145. So we don't use that as we don't use EASA to interpret it. We use CA interpretation. However, it's good for you to refer to it, so you will be on track, because EASA having quite a significant number of documents for you to refer to. Okay, now next, preparation of audit checklist is assemble the team, audit itinerary, review of company manual, audit process, okay, and then post audit debriefing. So those are the things that I will try to cover as much as I can. Okay. 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 Let's go back to yesterday. hopefully you see the board clearly here. So here is focused more on 145. So why I go through this first, because after we go through this, when you go through the audit technique, focus to the audit technique, I think we will be able to relate to this. First, this is your business, so to make sure to make whatever I presented on the audit technique, you can materialize it in your organization. Okay, first, this is a prerequisite, or this is a requirement for the organization to hold the approval, to apply new approval, to maintain the current approval. So this is a snapshot. So as an auditor, you must have the snapshot of this before you come up with the audit checklist. Because when we do the audit, we need to establish the audit scope, objective. Okay. Because you need to establish audit objective, scope, criteria. The first thing you need to do. Objective, scope, criteria. In order for you to come up with a proper objective, scope, criteria, you need to have understanding of what are you dealing with. That's why at least you have to know about the industry. In fact, the professional auditor as well, for most of the quality standard, quality auditor, for example, like all the certification body like Syria, for example, if they do not have the person in the area, for example, aviation, they do not have person in aviation as auditor, they're bringing the technical expert. I'm one of the technical expert for aerospace, because the auditor need to have understanding of the industry, of the organizations. So here, what we try to work out yesterday is to work out the 145. What is it 145? What is required to have 145? For you to be able to establish later on the objective, scope and criteria. And also later on, you need to also to select audit method in teams. Okay, so first thing to plan for audit, you need to determine objective, scope, criteria. The next one is the audit method and your teams. So this information will give you the idea to establish the audit objective, scope, criteria and methods. Okay, later on you need to you contact auditee, you know who you contact, collect document and review. By having information here, you are able to determine what document to collect and review, and to develop audit plan, to prepare checklist and meeting, then perform the audit, evaluate the result, raise the car, present the finding, develop audit report and audit follow-up. So the information here is the one that I'm trying to explain yesterday, because we're trying to get into the understanding of what objective you need to establish, what scope, what criteria, what audit methods, and what document that you want to collect and review, and how you want to plan the audit. Because to plan the audit, you need to look at which are the area is your concern. That's why nowadays there is a risk-based audit, oversight and audit system, because the risk-based audit and oversight system will look at the concern area rather than area is not a little concern. The area which is less concern is a less area that you want to focus. You have to focus more on the area which is having higher risk. So we have also in your organization later you establish the risk ranking, which area is higher risk, and you focus on that area. Okay, now let's go back here, look at what we need to have for 145, you have to have facility, you need to have the people, personnel, you have to have the people who certify the work, you need to have equipment, tool, materials, and you have to have acceptance procedure of the components, you have to have maintenance data, manuals, we have to have production planning, you have to perform the maintenance according to the scope, and then you have to certify the maintenance activity, you have to have the record, keep them safe, you have to have system for service difficulty, and you have to have a safety policy, and then quality system, and you have to have the exposition. So this is the prerequisite. From here, I just mark down red here is physical, facility, personnel, certifying, equipment, physical, acceptance of component, it could be physical as well as procedural. So basically, acceptance of component more on procedural. Maintenance data is physical, you need to see the data. And then production planning is procedural, you need to see the document. Performance of maintenance, that is physical. You have to go look at how they do the work. You have to observe them. And maintenance record is physical. You have to have a place. You have to have equipment to keep the record. RSDR is policy and system. Okay, this is another policy, quality management system. And exposition can be physical. Could be physical because you need to see the document and you need to see the book. So this is another way. First thing, you segregate them in terms of whether they are physical or they are procedural. So that's another way we're trying to look at this in planning the audit. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, next. So let's look at the audit objective. Okay. Again, after we understand this, what is your audit objective? So, audit objective is what is to be accomplished. You auditing the organization for what? You could be just doing the audit on the personnel competency. So, are you auditing the personnel competency? You just try to look at the competency of the personnel. Whether the personnel having sufficient competency to do the work according to the scope of work. So, objective must be very clear, or else you're just going to be going everywhere and you're unable to achieve it. So, you must have the objective. You may auditing the supplier. Why? You need to see whether the supplier are providing you with a good service, adequate service. So this is basically audit objective, what is to be accomplished. In this case here, if you are doing audit of 145, the basic thing is regulatory compliance. Why are you doing this? Because you want to ensure the organization comply to Part 145 requirement or CEM Notice 6501, or for the military to meet the DGTA, Directorate General of Technical Airworthiness requirement. They have their own requirement, which is also quite similar to the IASA Part 145. One-to-one, almost this cut and paste from IASA 145 anyway. So that is objective. Or you just want to audit because probably you have issue on competency. You may have there is audit on you, there is a car or NCR on personnel competency. So you have the car, to close the car, you just say you just close the car, there was a person a car race on a person, the person seemed to be incompetent. You cannot just say, just get the person to be competent, send him for the training and then you close the car. Because the audit, the car on the audit, the snapshot is just a sampling. So you need to look at the whole, the competency of the staff. Is this just a person himself? It is in isolation. Is the case in isolation, or the case is about the whole organization. So maybe you're auditing staff competency. If your objective is looking at the staff competency, then you have to go to the scope. Okay? After you have the objective, you go to the scope. The scope, what actually have been audited. If you're talking about the staff competency, you have to audit their training, their knowledge training, their skill training in their experience, and recurrent training. I'm just giving an example about the staff again. So, objective and scope and criteria. So, what is audit criteria? So, you're auditing the staff. What is the criteria? You cannot just audit the staff and look at the file and say, okay, it's good or no good. You must have set of criteria that determining the staff competent or not competent. So, what is the criteria? If you have the criteria, it's fine. If you have the national criteria, it's fine. If the criteria is in the regulation, it's fine. But if not, how you establish the criteria? So the quality has to set the criteria. For your organization, for your scope of work, what is the criteria of the competency that you require? So those criteria can be used during the audit, because those criteria is being used to qualify the person to say he is competent. So very clear. First, we need to establish audit objective, which is what is to be accomplished, and the scope of the audit, and the criteria of the audit that you want to conduct. Okay? Any question? You can ask question. You can stop me, because otherwise I keep talking and then you may not be able to digest the thing properly. Okay, next, audit methods. Okay, now you have objective, you have criteria, you have scope, criteria, objective, scope, criteria, objective, scope, criteria. Now the methods. The method, the audit first, obviously there are two parties involved, auditors and auditee. Okay, first thing, we are human. You are auditor human, he's also human. So we have to have some, later I'll explain about human part of it, human side of this activity. Okay, first, audit can be interactive or non-interactive. Interactive is direct human interaction. Interactive is indirect human interaction. So interactive means I see you face to face, and then interactive, no face to face, you don't see the people. Okay, there's also two criteria, on-site or remote. Interactive on-site or remote, as well as non-interactive on-site or remote. So your small organization, maybe not, this one not applicable, but again, this is what has been practiced. Interactive on-site, face-to-face interview. You have person in front of you, you interview, you ask questions, and you have checklist. You fill out the checklist, and you have document. You review the document. The person is there in front of you. You go through the document and you asking question as you go along, as you do the audit. So you have to do with auditee. Auditee is there. Interactive remote. Okay, you may use like what we have now. Here is we are interactive, because you are there, I'm here. You see me online. We can do audit in this matter, is in this mode as well, but still interactive because we are talking. Non-interactive, if I'm giving you a non-interactive training, then I give you video, you watch the video. Those are non-remote, non-interactive. Here in interactive, remote, interactive, human, remote, we have interview, document review, checklist and questionnaire. Only thing is done online, but the auditee are there answering question during interview. going through the checklist together and share document through this videos communication. So those are interactive remote, and we may have non-interactive. On-site document review observation. No other person with you, just you. It can be where auditing, document review and observation work, but no interview, no checklist. So the person there just give me document, they give you document, you just go through and you write report. Or you just stand there, look at how they do the work, and you have your own checklist, and then determine whether they work according to the process or not. So that one is the non-interactive on-site. Then we have non-interactive remote. So non-interactive, nobody there. You may acquire their CCTV footage, or you may require them to video their activity, and then you analyze how they work based on the video, or you may ask them the data, bunch of data, you analyze the data. You may ask them a document, you review them by your own, independently. Those are not interactive remote. Okay. So far, any question? Okay, now let's try to. So what you need to establish is audit objective, scope, criteria, methods. So method normally is for your small organization is face-to-face interactive. But you have many sites, you have many facility, and you have many subcontractors, then you could use those non-interactive or interactive remote also can be done. Okay, next. What is next? Okay, now first determining objective, scope, criteria. We go through that. We determine the methods and contact the auditee. Okay, now you have to contact the auditee. You have to contact the auditee. You need to know who they are, who are you auditing, who are responsible for the area. Contact them, explain to them, give them date you are coming for audit. If you are working on plan schedule, there is plan and schedule. There is unscheduled and plan. Depend.